You previously contributed to a trading tool called PitView. Why should traders care about level 2 pricing, and what can it tell them?
Yeah, well, PitView was great. I say it was great fun, and it was developed by a guy called Steven Cutler in Florida, who I still keep in touch with, and I'll tell you why in a second. What he had was he had direct liquidity feed, not pricing feed, sorry, from the 15 largest banks in the world. So it was basically market depth, non-aggregated market depth. And he created the math to make it palatable for traders. And if you ever traded market depth, you can actually scalp with market depth, but it gives you a headache. It's really hard to follow. And what Steven did was take this data and check the frequency and the volumes of, not so you can't get volumes on forex, of course, but the frequency and the size away from the prices of different bids and asks by the nanosecond, or by the tick anyway, from the big banks. And he created the math to look at it over 1 minute, over 5 minutes, over 15 minutes, over 4 hours, over a day. And it worked. I mean, when I first got involved, it was a friend of mine at Alpari in the United States, that's how long ago it was, said, have you seen this thing called PitView? So I downloaded it, and I ran it on the non-farm payrolls one day. And it was one of those times when the non-farm payrolls actually it was literally like a roller coaster. It did that, and it was one of the most amazing things. As you know, with non-farm payrolls, it can be dead flat with no liquidity, or it can be doing amazing things. And this PitView actually tracked it and actually predicted the reversals every time. And this is on a 1 minute chart. So I was hooked, and so I called Steven, and we spent 2 hours on the phone, our first phone conversation. So I said, look, let me help you, because I think these guys thought that the world revolved around New York. And I said, well, actually, it's in forex, it's in London. So let me help you. I was based in London at the time. And so I literally started pounding the pavement trying to sell this to brokers. And what I found out was it was way too complicated for retail traders. We spent the next 3 months literally paring it down to make it look like something that a retail trader could log on and put on their MT4 platform. The downside of PitView was it only worked when there was money flowing through the markets. And as both of you guys know, when there's no money flowing through the markets, you can watch your charts flap around like a fish out of water, and nothing's really happening. If there's money flowing through the markets, PitView was doing amazing things to predict the turnaround. One thing PitView did for me, it would actually tell me when not to trade. I could literally turn on my charts in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, London time. And if PitView was saying liquidity is going one way, but the charts are going another way, that was telling me there's not enough money in the market. Come back in an hour. So over the years, I started using it in different ways. Near the end, I started using, if I wanted to trade dollar CAD, I would set up what we call global view to look at all the pairs and all the dollar pairs and see where the liquidity was going. Unfortunately, they lost the feeds because the banks are no longer allowed to sort of broadcast their trades. But we've actually found a workaround, and we're right now in the middle of setting up something totally different with a different interface for traders to use. And it was one of those things where it was a bit complicated for retail traders. As Michael just said, you have to give them what they want, and retail traders want instant gratification. They want to be able to see an indicator that will tell them right away, sell here or buy here. PitView took a bit of brain power and a bit of work, but it did work, and it was, as we say, it was level 2 pricing. So watch this space. We're coming up with something we're going to start testing probably in a couple of weeks to see if it behaves like PitView used to. But the good thing for me, it got me involved in the B2B side. I was trading before then, and then that's when I got involved in B2B side, meeting brokers like Michael and so forth way back when. And I started my path going that direction as opposed to trading, and that's how I got involved in making videos. So PitView is an awesome product. Like I say, we're still trying to make something. Oh, one thing that PitView did, and this is really cool, Steven created a position size calculator for MT4. And I tell anybody, and I tell students this, MT4 is the most popular trading platform in the world, but it's probably the only platform that doesn't allow you to calculate your position size, which to me, to this day, is ridiculous. I mean, like, the videos I made for Scandinavian, for Michael, are all C-Trader, and it is brilliant for just that. You can manage your risk very easily with C-Trader and a lot of other things, whereas MT4, you really have to go onto other people's websites. You have to do spreadsheets if you want. I'm sure Vlad can write these programs in his head, but for a retail trader, I'm gonna leave my position size at 1 and click the button and see what happens. Oh my God, I've blown up my account, because and I do a lot of trading and trading psychology, and one of the things that we talk about is position size that is too large. And one of the things that PitView had, we want to resurrect it, is a really cool tool that plugs into MT4 for calculating your position size and risk. So watch this space. It'll be coming up hopefully in the next few weeks and months.
Yeah, it was